All right. So, everyone always needs a little help when getting the family ready to go to SeaWorld. You have so many questions and thoughts about so much, including show times, where to go for rides, where to sit, what to do, where are the bathrooms. It's crazy. So, I'm going to help narrow all of that down for you, and I'm going to tell you the basic, most important things to know and do before you go. Number one, plan your day. Before you even go to the park, you need to print out the schedule for the shows, the map, and your tickets or passes. Print this out because it is so much easier to pull out a piece of paper with all of this information on it instead of hassling with your cell phone and getting into the app and trying to see everything that way. The schedule is something to look at before you get there. This will help you and your family make a plan to know what shows you want to see and when to see them. And at that point, you can go from there with when you're going to eat, when you're going to go to rides, and any other things that you have going on. Number two, bring a backpack. Bringing a backpack is easy and will help carry all of your valuables. At that point, you won't even need a locker. All the shows make you park your strollers outside before you go in. So having all of your stuff in one place on the go is easier than rummaging through a stroller or carrying a purse with you or a wallet. I can't tell you how easy it is to lose your wallet or your purse at the shows or restaurants and everywhere else. So just bring a backpack. Number three, get to the park early. The line to get into SeaWorld starts at the entrance on the street, especially during summer. These lines start at 10:30 in the morning and they can take up a lot of time. The entrance is a mile away from where the parking lot is, and you can be stuck in the traffic and entrance drive for up to an hour at times. So try to get there as early as you can. As you can see, I just entered. I'm now stuck here for a mile, and I got here only 30 minutes late from when they open. Number four, Discovery Point. Discovery Point is going to be, without a doubt, the first thing that you're going to want to do. It's the furthest away from both parks, and it's also free to get in. This is where the dolphins and aquarium are. It's also where you can get to purchase animal experiences. If you didn't already do so online beforehand, which I hope you did, but there are people that change their minds when they get there, that is where you go to get your animal experiences. Number five, get ready to show that pass. All right, wherever you go in SeaWorld and whatever you buy and whatever you do, always have your pass with you no matter what. And I mean in hand, because the people that work there do not always ask you about discounts. They do not ask you if you're a pass holder. They do not ask you what type of pass you have or if they can scan it. And then you end up having to pay full price, and it's not something that you want to do. So always make sure that no matter where you go or what you buy, you show your pass and let them know that you are a pass holder. Number 6, annual pass. All right. The annual pass provides you with free parking and discounts. The annual pass is worth it, and it is way cheaper than buying a day ticket. Also, something to note that Seaworld supports teachers. Therefore, if you are a teacher, go online and get your free annual pass. That's right, they will give you a free year pass to Seaworld. If you are military, you are able to get 1 day free ticket. Number 7, best food tip ever. So, listen closely because this is my favorite tip. Standing in lines to get food can take up to 30 to 40 minutes in SeaWorld. You're paying at least $20 a person for food. And sitting down and eating can take you a good 45 minutes because nobody wants to walk around eating food, rushing everything. You need to take the time to eat. You do. So, here it is. If you have free parking available to you, I suggest you leave the park and go eat right outside the entrance where there is a McDonald's and a Rudy's. This will save you so much money, and believe it or not, it actually saves you time. Now, for those of you that don't have free parking available to you and you don't want to leave the park, guess what? Tailgate it. Go to your car where you brought a cooler and you put a bunch of food and snacks in that cooler and go enjoy that in the parking lot with your family. That's right. Whoever told you that you couldn't bring food into SeaWorld, not into the park, but into the parking lot, you sure can. You can bring a cooler, you can bring an ice chest, you can bring whatever you want, and you can pack up your car with tons of food and go eat in the parking lot. This also saves you time and money. Number 8, charging stations. Yay! SeaWorld has about 4 different charging stations for you to be able to charge anything that you want, whether it is your phone or your iPad or anything that you need to have a charge on it. SeaWorld has charging stations, so make sure that you bring your charger. Even if you don't have the USB port, you only need the USB. So that is another one that you need to remember, so you can bring your cameras and everything else and be really happy whenever that thing starts to die. You know that you're okay because SeaWorld has charging stations. Number 9, best bathrooms. Okay, so the best bathroom overall that I think is the one outside of ORCA Stadium, and it is inside the Smokehouse Grill. It is the barbecue restaurant right across from ORCA Stadium. It's inside, it has AC, and it is extremely clean. The next one I would suggest, there is one in Discovery Point. That one is clean as well. The other one, there is a bathroom inside the game center. So if you see the little arcade area, go in there. There is a clean and air-conditioned bathroom in there as well. The last one is right after the Turtle Reef and right before Rio Loco. There's not really a name for it, it's just kind of there. And it's better than the other bathroom by Sea Star Market. Those are the bathrooms that I suggest, and yes, they are nice. Also, do not go into any restaurant to use a restroom. Unfortunately, there are restaurants where you have to actually stand in line before you can enter. And the Smokehouse Grill is not like that, but there is another barbecue restaurant right when you walk into the entrance of Seaworld Park. And that one you do have to, unfortunately, wait in a line in order to go through it or buy food. So it's kind of here or there, but just letting you know that there are some nice bathrooms. Number 10. Check out the times for ORCA Encounter. Now, this is not just for you to see which show you want to go to. This is also to show you that this show is the largest. It has the most audience. Therefore, during those times are the times to go on rides. That's when you're going to have less lines. That's when you're going to have less people. Even if you're eating in the park, check out the times for ORCA Encounter. Sometimes they also line up with other shows, which is even better because that means less people and less lines. Number 11, not worth the money. These are the things that I'm going to list really quickly that are not worth spending your money on. It is reserved seating, quick queue for SeaWorld only, feeding the animals, games outside the arcade. The games inside the arcade are only quarters. The games outside the arcade, they charge you bills, and it gets expensive. The Dine All Day Pass. I've already explained to you what you can do with food, and again, going to SeaWorld and eating all day is not something that you're going to do with your family. So other than that, sodas or water is the other one. You can bring in a water bottle. They have water fountains. You can fill them up. It is free, it is cheap, and it is something that you will need throughout the day. So bring in your own water bottle. It can be big or small. They will not stop you. They allow it, and it says it on their website. Number 12, alcoholic beverages. All right. If you go to any of the kiosks that are outside of the stadiums, you are wasting your money on alcohol, beer. You're wasting your money. If you really want to get your money's worth, you need to go to the bar that is right next to Sea Star Market or right past it. And it's called the Lone Star Lakeside Bar. This is a full service bar. It has everything, and it is way worth the money. Now, as far as another bar that I want to talk about, it's called the Chill Out Bar. As far as their drinks go, it's minimal, but this bar is awesome. And yes, all of the bars in SeaWorld are kid friendly. You can take your children in there, and yes, they are fun. And the Chill Out Bar, I have to say, is extremely cold. The AC is awesome in there, and it is so much fun for kids. It has a huge dance floor. It is nice to just sit in there. They do play music from a DJ, and it is a lot of fun. So, other than that, I will let you know, this is Texas. It's hot, and I mean hot. You want to stay hydrated at this park. Drinking alcohol at this park, I recommend if you're going to SeaWorld to just sit and relax and just watch the ducks, because other than that, if you're walking around all day, there is no point to drinking alcohol. The sun in this state will soak that right up and dehydrate you. I experienced this for myself for the first time last summer. I had 2 cocktails, went to ORCA Encounter. After ORCA Encounter was finished, I walked out in front of the stadium and fainted in front of everybody. It was embarrassing, it was awful, and I don't want this to happen to y'all. So please, just be smart about drinking alcohol in that sun, in that heat, and doing everything with your family, because honest to God, it's not really worth it. Number 13, splash zones. All right. When it comes to the Beluga Stadium or the Sea Lion Show, you're not really going to experience getting completely soaked with cold salt water. Now, a huge caution and warning for those of you that have little tiny children and you want to experience the splash zone. Be careful of where you sit in the splash zone. It does go all the way up to about 15 rows. They honestly will hit you with this water. These whales are huge, and because of that, sometimes they splash more than once. Now, if you've ever had the feeling of drowning or anything like that, if you are sensitive to extremely cold water, please be cautious of this, because it can happen. I've seen it happen, and it has also happened to me. Yes, another SeaWorld experience. The splash zone can be very shocking because this water is extremely cold. It is salt water, and yes, they will get you, and it can be a little traumatic and terrifying at times. So it's just a warning. Other than that, if you love the splash zone, if you've experienced it, great, go for it. I'm all for it. Just be careful if you have small children, and just remember that, yes, they have splash zone on the seats for a reason, and they also tell you before the show. As you can see in this video that I recorded, I, yes, actually found a spot where I did not get wet, but that does not happen all the time, so I considered it to be lucky. If you want to see more places where I sit that are really good for photos, as well as seeing the entire show, check out my videos. Subscribe so that you can see the new ones too. Now, in order for you to get extremely soaked, it is during the hunt segment. So anytime that you hear that coming on, that is when that will happen. Other than that, just be smart. Number 14, best photos. Okay, if you have never been to SeaWorld and you have never seen these shows, put down your phone, put down your camera, and experience these amazing animals for yourself and see the incredible things that they do. Because seeing it with your own eyes is not the same as looking at it through your phone. I promise you. Other than that, if you really, really want good photos, my best advice to you is to record the entire show, go home and take snapshots of that show with your computer. They can actually be the best pictures and the best clips that you will probably ever see. Otherwise, just remember that if you've never seen these shows, you recording it or even taking pictures or trying to really doesn't work because of the fact that it is random and your phone will be all over the place. It's really hard to take a snapshot of something that you've never seen before. So even when you think that the whale is about to come up, they don't come up, things go wrong, and that's just how that happens. So that's my advice for best photos. Number 15. Animal experiences. Okay. I have already talked about this in another video that I made about saving money. Animal experiences are probably some of the best things that SeaWorld has to offer. It is something that you will want to look into and something that you will want to spend your money on. Whether it is just a small tour or whether it is the full experience or encounter. I recommend the penguin encounter, and I also recommend the beluga tour. I do recommend Dine with Orcas, and I also recommend the killer whale encounter. Those are awesome and they are fun, and you experience things behind the scenes that you will absolutely love and enjoy with your family. More so than rides or games or any of the extra things. Trust me, it is something that is pretty cool that SeaWorld offers. Those are the best 15 tips that I could truly give you at this point anyway. Please like, subscribe, share. I'm always checking my YouTube, so if you have any questions about SeaWorld, the park, the rescue fund, anything, I am definitely here for you. And even if you're at the park and you have a question, definitely ask me and I will help you as fast as I possibly can. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care.